Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching The Inside Scoop. I'm your host, Steve Scanlon. Sitting on stage with me is, what's your name?
Joe or Hardcore Kidman.
Oh, so you're confused on what your name is?
No.
Did you say Joe
Steve
or Hardcore Kidman?
Tonight, just folks.
As I'm only busting here. Now, Joe is on stage with us. Now, what's different this week, and it's a great idea, is we got two microphones right with the audiences, and in the audience for the first half of this show will be Bubba and DJ, as they will answer a few things that will come their way a few minutes from now. But we got wrestling to mention this episode once again, and today's taping is Wednesday, the 7th of April, and last night, the first thing I want to mention is the Hall of Fame that happened last night. And you, Joe, mentioned prior to tonight's taping that you had a few things to mention about the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Some additions?
Yeah,
I'll let you say that first
years,
before I mention the Hall of Fame.
Well, they added a Celebrity Hall of Famer for last year's Star Trek star William Shatner for the Celebrity Hall of Fame.
Now, what character did he play? Was he Spock?
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk. Okay. I wasn't one to watch Star Trek, so that's why I didn't know what his character's name was.
And the Warrior Award winner for last year was Titus O'Neil. Now, this year's Hall of Fame, we already mentioned Molly Holly and Eric Bischoff last time. They added the Great Khali, Kane, RVD.
But you're Joe.
I know. I'm doing imitation.
Okay.
And the celebrity for this year, Rock and Roll Hall of star Ozzy Osbourne.
That was a big surprise to me, at least. My opinion about Ozzy Osbourne being inducted to the Hall of Fame 2021 class.
I'm wondering why they didn't put in Cyndi Lauper yet.
I agree with you, Bubba. Ozzy was, I believe, at WrestleMania 2.
Yep. He was in the corner of the British Bulldogs
And
with Captain Lou.
Why I'm surprised is, now this is going to be my opinion. You guys could agree or disagree with me. I think that a lot of these celebrities shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame only because they made their appearance at one WrestleMania or something. I think it should go to wrestlers or anyone like refereeing or managing or commentators who put in a lot of time in the WWE should be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and not someone who makes their appearance at a WrestleMania.
For you guys, is there a referee in the Hall of Fame? I was thinking the same thing last week.
No, not that I know about.
I mean,
no.
I don't think there is a referee in the Hall of Fame.
That should be in. I mean,
I agree with you.
Dick Worley should be in the Hall
Bubba.
of Fame.
Because they got commentators. They got Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, they're in there.
And I'm not sure any other commentators. I'm not sure if people like
Pat Patterson was a commentator. He's in.
Mean Gene.
Jesse Ventura's in the Hall of Fame.
Jesse Ventura, yep.
He's a commentator.
And so do you guys agree with me or disagree? As in, you agree that I think that they shouldn't have a celebrity ring in their Hall of Fame, or you guys think that they should keep it as is?
The celebrity ring is interesting. I mean, just people who were involved with wrestling that should have been put in the Hall of Fame. Like years ago, Pete Rose was in what, 2 WrestleManias?
3.
And, I mean, he made an appearance for WWE. And out of respect, the baseball won't put him in their Hall of Fame. WWE put him in their Hall of Fame. That's probably why they did that with Pete Rose. There's people, I think, are celebrities that don't belong in there, and people that should be in there. As I already mentioned, Cyndi Lauper.
Well, is Snoop Dogg in the Hall of Fame?
I believe so, yes.
And same thing, in my opinion, same thing with him. He makes their appearance or two, and he's in it. Well, my opinion towards, I mean, William Shatner, he was inducted last night, part of the 2020 class. And it's like, I don't want to show any favoritism towards him and not the other celebrities, but I mean, I'm glad that Shatner was inducted into it, because which WrestleMania did he appear at, Joe?
He wasn't in WrestleMania. He was involved in a moment with Jerry Lawler on Raw.
Oh, I thought he made a WrestleMania appearance, but
Not that I know about.
he did a little skit thing. Well, not a skit, little confrontation with Jerry Lawler in the ring, and it's like
He also inducted Lawler into the Hall of Fame a few years ago.
I think it brings more entertainment for the Hall of Fame. Just my opinion about last night's Hall of Fame. I mean, you guys haven't seen it yet. I thought it was kind of boring.
I haven't seen it, so I can't judge it.
Neither have I.
Is Mike Tyson in the Hall of Fame, or
Mike Tyson
Lawrence Taylor?
I think he is, yeah.
Lawrence Taylor had a little skit that he did with Scott Bigelow, another guy who's a wrestler who I think belongs in the Hall of Fame. Bam Bam Bigelow.
I agree with that. Same thing with the one-man gang, Akeem.
Yes.
Changed his name too.
Belongs in the Hall of Fame.
All right, is there anything else about the Hall of Fame you want to mention before I mention a couple more things about Hall of Fame? Kane was inducted last night. There was talk on YouTube about Undertaker announcing Kane's entrance to the Hall of Fame. However, Undertaker wasn't there last night, to my surprise. Jerry Lawler inducted Kane, as Jerry Lawler was the host of the Hall of Fame last night. But to my surprise, the Undertaker wasn't there. Maybe he couldn't make it to the Hall of Fame last night. Did you hear anything about why the Undertaker wasn't there, Joe?
No.
Okay. Now, with this year, they had the setup of no audience, but they had the what are those called? The screens?
Oh, like they do the Raw and
SmackDown format. They had people appear on the screens. One neat thing that they had, though, they interviewed some of the wrestlers who appeared last night, not in the Hall of Fame, but WWE wrestlers, comment about each inductee. So that was a good thing on their behalf to do. That was entertaining. And it took place on a Tuesday night compared to a Saturday night. And WrestleMania is a 2-night event again this year. Now, what I'm confused, maybe you would know. I know on Raw this past week they mentioned while some of the guys were wrestling in their matches, if they were going to wrestle on a Saturday or Sunday.
They did. They do tell you which nights some of those matches will take place on.
Yeah. And do you know other matches? Well, actually, I'm going to ask you this, but we'll talk about WrestleMania in a few minutes. But are those matches that you have written down for WrestleMania, do you know, did you write down what night it'll take place?
No, I didn't.
Okay, that's all right. All right, well, I did watch the Hall of Fame and the WWE Hall of Fame. I thought it was all right. I thought it could have been better, more entertaining. I think each person who was inducted deserved to be inducted. The only thing I'm not too in favor of.
My question is to you, Steve, did they induct the 2020 and 21s together? Because really, 2020.
No, first they did the 2020 inductions, then they did the 2021 inductions afterwards.
That's what I said. They do them together. You said no.
I thought you meant like rotated from one induction will be the 2020, then 2021, 2020, 2021. That's what I thought you meant. No, they did 2020 first and the 2021.
Yeah, because
so
really
they
didn't have a Hall of Fame in 2020 because of the COVID.
Yeah. All right, well, this past Raw, like you mentioned and I mentioned, they mentioned that certain matches were going to take place on Saturday and Sunday's WrestleMania. And so, when is that? Is that this upcoming weekend?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Actually, we did some predictions last show. Bubba and Emily read off some of the matches that are going to take place at their WrestleMania. And Joe and I were behind the camera with the audiences, and we voiced who we thought was going to win. So we did our picks.
We should go over that list again.
And we'll go over that list again. That's a good idea, Bubba. So
There's also been some updates as well.
No, what do you mean by
matches.
updates? Were there changes or more matches?
Some added and maybe other things too.
We got a tag team match with The Miz and Morrison now. That's one of the big things.
I'm gonna go with my pick on that. Well, who I want to win is I want Miz and Morrison to win.
Yep.
I don't know about you guys.
I'm going with Damian Priest and Bad Bunny.
I want Miz and Morrison to win that match, too. I think they're going to win that match.
Now, did you guys see what they did to Bad Bunny's car this past Monday night? Gave it a
$3 million Lamborghini Countach. They gave it a paint job.
I heard it was possibly a shell, but no guarantees on that.
Is it true that car cost $3 million?
I have no idea.
That's one expensive car, $3 million car.
That's the most expensive cars in the world, is a Lamborghini Countach.
Now, what is he? Is he Bad Bunny? Is he an actor or is he like a rapper?
Rapper.
He's a rapper. He's a Grammy Award-winning rapper.
I never heard him until a month or two ago when
he won the Grammy this year.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he belongs in wrestling, but that's another story altogether.
I don't either, and watch him into the Hall of Fame.
Couple years from now. Yep.
Hey,
if they're gonna put him in there, they must have put in No Way Jose.
No way. Okay, Joe. You probably wondering where to start.
No, I know where's that.
Oh, you know where to start? Okay.
Yeah, since we're talking about the whole card now.
Yeah, we'll do the whole card. We'll do our predictions.
Okay, with the Universal title, which instead of a one-on-one, it became a triple threat match.
Yeah, I noticed that on Raw. I didn't know Daniel Bryan is in it now.
Yeah, he weaseled his way in.
He's going against Edge and
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion. I'm going to pick Edge to win this match.
That's who my pick is.
I'm gonna pick Daniel Bryan because I don't think Edge can work every week because of his age.
Last time you agreed it was gonna be. Four of us agreed it was gonna be Edge.
Yeah, but they added Daniel Bryan into the match.
I'd like to see Edge, but at the same time, Roman, I think, deserves it. I don't think Daniel Bryan, considering what he's done the past year or so, deserves it all that much.
I take it you're a Roman Reigns fan.
Not really, but at the same time, if I had to pick between three, I'd pick Daniel Bryan at the least, obviously.
But I think Daniel Bryan's gonna pin Edge. He's not gonna pin Roman.
Well, with my opinion, Edge running their Royal Rumble this year, I think he's gonna do one last one as champion before retiring. So that's why I'm going with him to win this match.
SmackDown Women's title, Sasha against the Royal Rumble winner Bianca Belair.
I'm going to go with Bianca Belair.
I'm going to go with Bianca Belair.
Same.
How about you, DJ?
It's pretty much unanimous. I'm pretty sure Emily went with Bianca last week, too.
Yeah.
The next one, the WWE title with the Hurt Business barred from ringside. Lashley against Drew McIntyre.
Well, there ain't much left of the Hurt Business. All it is now is MVP, right? Because they attacked the other two, Shelton Benjamin and the other guy there.
Cedric Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander. And so my prediction, I'm going to go with the Celtic Warrior.
What?
Huh?
Who?
What?
Ain't he in it?
That's the United States Championship you're thinking of, Steve.
Okay, I apologize. My mind was elsewhere.
Celtic Warriors going against Riddle.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go with...
Must get hit by Riddle's razor recently. The bald guy, the Scottish guy. Let's go. It's a half-an-hour show.
Scottish guy.
Drew. I'm going with Drew.
I'm going to shock us. No winner is going to be a disqualification.
Who are you going with, DJ?
I think we're going to stick with Bobby Lashley.
Well, Bobby Lashley eventually will keep the title because it's going to be a DQ. I think MVP gets involved in the match.
Probably.
The Raw Tag Titles, New Day against AJ and Omos.
That's going to be interesting.
I'm going to go with AJ and Omos.
I'll go with the underdogs.
Who are the underdogs in that match?
New Day.
I don't think have you seen Omos? I mean, the guy's like 7'4" and he's a monster. I'm going with AJ and Omos to win that match.
How about you, D?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't really like New Day, but at the same time, I kind of have to give it to them because I think some shenanigans are going to take place to keep them in the title picture.
We got the Raw Women's title, Asuka against newcomer Rhea Ripley.
I'm going to go Asuka with this match. Retain the title.
I'll go with her as well.
If they let that match go, that could be one of the stealer matches, one of the best matches of the night. Two great wrestlers, two great workers, and I think Asuka wins the match.
Now, talking about the females matches, a lot of fans are upset that there's only 2 female matches on
isn't there a title match? A title match too?
There's 2 other matches. Because there's a Fatal 4-Way match. But the winners of the Fatal 4-Way women's tag team match will go against Nia and Shayna later in the next night.
No, did they add that recently?
Yeah.
Okay, they're probably responding to a lot of negative feedback from a lot of WWE fans because they were upset at the time there was only 2 female matches, so I'm glad that they added more female matches. I didn't mean to...
Steve, who's in that Fatal 4-Way? Do you know?
I got Lana and Naomi as one team. You got the Riot Squad, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose on another one team, and the last team is Natalya and Tamina.
Interesting. For some reason, I think Lana and Naomi are going to win that match, but I personally want Natalya and Tamina. But how does Tamina work with her cousin? I mean, her and Nia Jax are related, so. But I think Naomi and Lana, because the whole Lana Nia Baszler thing's been going on and on for a while now. I think down the road too, that in the second match, I think Lana ends up winning that match. She ends up pinning one of those 2, probably Nia, in a fluke win, and taking the title for Naomi and Lana.
Could you just repeat who's in that match again?
We got the team of Lana and Naomi.
Okay, I'm going to go with them because Naomi, I watched one of her matches recently and I was impressed. So I'm going to automatically go with her team tonight.
I think I'll go with the Riot Squad.
Wow, that's like my...
How about you, DJ?
I don't know. I think the Riot Squad, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, we got RKO against Bray Wyatt.
That match I'm very much looking forward to.
I think it's going to be a joke of a match, but I think The Fiend wins that match.
I'm going to agree with you, Bubba. I'm going to go with The Fiend.
I think I'll go with Orton on that. The next match, the IC title, which is an unusual match. I never heard of it before. A Nigerian drum fight, whatever that is, against Big E against Apollo Crews.
14th time.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
right?
go with Big
Again and
E
again.
because of his size.
I think Big E because of his experience, but they're giving a good push to Apollo Crews, but I think Big E keeps the title.
I'll go with Big E in that.
Or ED.
I'm thinking Big E because they didn't break up New Day just for the heck of it.
Okay, we got Cesaro against Rollins.
That's a hard pick for me to choose. But I'm going to go with Seth Rollins.
I'll go with the Swiss, what they call him?
Swiss Cyborg.
Swiss Cyborg.
You ain't got a thing if you ain't got that swing. I'm going with Cesaro in that match, but that's another match. If they let it go and let those two guys wrestle, those two guys can really work a match. That could be a long match if they want to let it go. They can definitely both wrestle together. Two excellent wrestlers.
Let's see. We got a cage match between Braun and Shane.
Now, let me ask you a question, Joe. I believe there was another cage match at a WrestleMania. It was Hogan against King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, that was back at WrestleMania 2.
Was there any other cage matches at WrestleMania? Because that's the only other one I could remember taking place at WrestleMania.
I don't remember.
I don't think so. I know they had one at a couple of SummerSlams.
I don't remember.
But WrestleMania itself, I think they only had one other cage match. It was Hogan against Bundy. And I mean, not talking about Hell in a Cell or SummerSlam or other pay-per-views, but WrestleMania itself.
With the original cage.
I don't think there was. I think they only had one cage match prior to this upcoming WrestleMania. This will probably be the second cage match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Punjabi cage match was a SummerSlam, I know that, but that was the Punjabi cage match. The one John Khali was supposed to be in, but he backed out the last second. I think he got injured or something, and someone else took his place. I forget who.
Shane McMahon says it's going to outsmart Braun Strowman.
Shane McMahon's going to do something low-handed and spray something in his eyes. He's going to do something to cheat to win the match.
I mean, besides me being a Shane McMahon fan, I'm a fan of Shane McMahon. You have the two other guys who've been with him the last few weeks.
Elias and...
I think they're going to try to interfere in that cage match. And I know, okay, it's a cage match. How are they going to interfere? Well, one of the rules of the cage match is to exit the cage and you win. So I think they will play a part as in preventing Braun from either exiting the cage or somehow they get into the cage, because there have been cage matches before where people were able to get in through the door, breaking the lock and so forth.
Well, I remember one cage match that took place, someone smashed right through it.
Didn't Kane do that before?
No.
And it was someone against Lesnar.
Okay, Brock Lesnar.
With Braun Strowman. I could picture Braun Strowman throwing Shane, Elias, one of the guys, into the cage, having the cage break down, and then Shane going through the open cage.
I'm going to pick Shane McMahon to win this match.
I got to go with the big guy.
He's going to get those hands.
Now, I think, even though I picked Shane to win, I think Braun Strowman is going to have his way with Shane in their cage match. And I don't want to be in Shane's shoes facing this guy. Especially recently when he... besides making fun of him, calling him dumb and so forth, he showed a report card from what he says... Fifth grade, Braun Strowman's fifth grade report card.
I was on.
Now, was that an actual report card, Joe?
I don't think so.
Fake? No.
I don't think so.
I looked like Joe's report card back in the fifth grade.
Okay, we got the two former best friends, KO and Zayn.
I think that's going to be an interesting match, but I think KO wins that match hands down.
I agree.
How about you, DJ?
I think Kevin Owens.
Oh, unanimous. And the last match to read in here is the U.S. title, Riddle against Sheamus.
I'm going to go with the Celtic Warrior.
Celtic.
Sheamus.
I'm going to go with the champion wins that match. Something very fluky. He's going to win somehow.
Yeah, I'll go with the champion.
I think Riddle's going to win.
All right. Well, you said you had some updates. Was there any changes or?
I already read some.
Okay, well, we got a few minutes left. I want to give Bubba and DJ a chance to be on stage, so we're going to swap places. So thank you, Joe, for being a guest. But we're going to take their place. We'll be on their microphones while they're on stage here. So stay tuned, because coming on stage will be Bubba hosting and DJ.
All right, folks. welcome to the second few minutes here. I just want to welcome DJ, who hasn't been around for a while.
Darn, it's bright.
Emily had some time off. That's why with the sunglasses. Emily
Usually I do too.
had something she had to do this evening, and so we had DJ help fill in. I want to thank Joey and Steve for letting me put all my input in. And they are both mic'd, which is new. The director decided to have our audience mic tonight so we can all
in the mood
talk.
for singing.
But
Where's Emily? She can sing the national anthem.
oh, say can
We need two singers in here, do we?
Let me go into our list real quick here, guys. We didn't get a chance to last time. Joe, shut up. We got celebrity deaths that Joe wrote down here, so if I can't read hieroglyphics, I'll figure this out. Actress Jessica Walters. Now, Joe, who was that Jessica Walters?
She did the TV show Arrested Development.
Okay.
And she's appeared in other TV shows too over the years too.
Author Beverly Cleary. I didn't know who she was either.
She wrote the Ramona books.
Okay. Author Larry McMurtry. I've heard that name before.
Lonesome Dove.
Yep, that's where I've heard it from, I think.
This one I know of.
Dark Shadow star Robert
Rodan.
Okay. Wasn't that a monster?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't recognize him. And the last person I recognize, G. Gordon Liddy. Rich businessman. Wasn't he involved a lot with what? Was he involved with the Watergate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was also at Wrestlemania too.
Oh.
As one of the boxing judges for the Piper Mr. T match.
Oh,
boxing
okay.
match.
Okay. There's a guy you don't hear anything from. He must have died. Did Butterbean die? Butterbean Nash?
I have no idea.
Huh. Remember they had the boxing match against Billy Gunn and Butterbean Nash pulverized him.
For all.
Oh, boy, that was terrible.
That was a waste of time. That ranked right up there with the gobbledygook, didn't it? From,
And the XFL too?
the whole XFL. I never thought of that, DJ. Thank you. Well, I mean, like I said, we have a couple minutes here, folks. The grand day of them all. Wrestlemania is coming up. Yeah, it's going to be a 2-day event. I know I've heard there's a couple of matches going to be for Saturday. I know the ladies' title match is Saturday night. I've heard that the McIntyre Lashley match is going to be on Saturday night. And the main event for the next night is going to end up being the triple threat match. Roman Reigns against Daniel Bryan against Edge. That's going to be the main event on the second night. I haven't heard any much more about what's what with that either.
Well, a couple of changes this year. Peacock is going to stream WrestleMania instead of the WWE network.
Yes.
So that's one change.
And they're having a live audience. They're going to have an audience there.
Yes, they're going to have
I've heard that.
live audience.
Yeah,
so that's
in
another
Tampa.
difference
It's
from
in the
last
same
year.
field that they did the Super Bowl. So.
Do anyone know what time?
I don't know.
WrestleMania is gonna
Usually,
7 something, I do
is it
believe.
start 7? Is it 7 to 11?
Yeah,
DJ
something
might
like
be able to
that.
know.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I very quickly throw in the back of your mind, folks. May 15th. May 15th. There's going to be a wrestling event, an independent show. The one we went to before in Woonsocket. It's going to be happening again.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Allen's throwing out a show. Sergeant Gilmore. Looks like a good show. I know Bushwhacker Luke is one of the people that I'm mentioning is going to be there.
Yeah, I remember.
It should be interesting.
Remember Luke?
Yep.
Joe?
Well, we have a couple seconds left. I want to thank AACS for let us have our show. Director for directing this. Sorry to all these people, and God bless them all, people who passed. Wear your masks. Wash your hands.